This entire team has been lifted tonight by Odell Beckham. This is sick. Put this to music.
Okay, team. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be breaking down two first-round running backs, going where I am likely going to be deciding between these two with the second overall pick in my draft. I'm going to try to break down for you where I'm going and what kind of factors for both these running backs are leading me that way. And I assume some of you may be in a similar position. Depending on where you draft, you may be looking at these two running backs in a similar tier. So without further ado, let's get into it between Jonathan Taylor and Ezekiel Elliott. Now, before we actually get started, I might make a couple of these kind of comparison videos. So we've done one so far with Aaron Jones and Ezekiel Elliott. This is our second with Zeke. So if you guys want to see any video breakdowns done of like two running back, two wide receivers, or any two maybe players that you're debating about drafting, you know, whether it's like first round, second round, anything where it's two guys that are in a similar tier, just drop it down in the comments and I'll look into it, maybe get a video up for you. Anyway, so I hold the second overall draft pick in a 10-team, two-keeper league, and it's believed that Nick Chubb is going to be going off the board at the 101. The manager with that pick has made it clear that's who he's liking. It seems to be the obvious choice. Keep in mind, we play standard format, so this is not PPR. So Chubb gets a big bump up with our scoring system. Okay, so looking at Jonathan Taylor, his 2019 finish was running back 6 for standard scoring, and Zeke finished as RB11. But really a better way to kind of look at how they finished is look at the points per game more so than their scoring at the end of the season. So with that, Taylor finished as RB7 with 14.5 standard points a game, and Zeke finished as RB17 with 11.5 standard points per game. And so you see that, and you know Taylor's clearly higher, finished 10 running back spots ahead of him. But if you look into kind of the meaningful games that I think could transfer over to this year, so if we look at weeks 1 to 5 is when Dak Prescott was healthy and Zeke was playing. He was the RB3 overall, RB5 in points per game with 17.5 standard fantasy points a game. So you can see his fantasy points per game took a massive hit when Dak went out. So I almost don't even want to look at those points. And then similar for Taylor, he didn't really hit his stride at the beginning of the season, or he didn't really break out. So I wanted to look at kind of his second half of the year. So in 2019, weeks 10 to 17, he was the running back 3 overall and running back 4 in points per game with 19.3. So kind of comparing both of these running backs where they performed well, where their situations were favorable for them. So Zeke had Dak healthy and Taylor had, you know, more of the breakout time, more time to get acclimated to the offense, more trust from the coaches to get a heavier workload. So just looking at these first couple stats, I lean Jonathan Taylor. That's who I was thinking all offseason. That's who I wanted 102 after Nick Chubb went off the board. You know, I wanted the younger back. I need a keeper running back as well. Taylor's going into his sophomore season. Zeke's in his second contract. So it made total sense. And then I started to evaluate the offensive potential for the team. So what that means is, you know, how many trips to the red zone is this team going to make? You know, how much opportunity do these running backs have maybe at the goal line to score touchdowns? And you know, the Cowboys, they've got top 5 potential as an offense. They've got, you know, a potential top 5 quarterback. They've got a potential top 5 receiving corps. Their defense is poor, so they'll probably be, you know, running a fast-paced offense, trying to put points on the board. So that helps Zeke. And then you look at Jonathan Taylor, and the offensive outlook was okay, depending on how you thought about Carson Wentz. And then, about 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, not that long ago, Carson Wentz, foot injury, has to have surgery, out 5 to 12 weeks. And at this point, I was really starting to get worried. What does this mean for Taylor? What does this mean for their offense? And I was kind of wavering. Who should I be going at second overall, Taylor or Zeke? And then, a couple of days later, today actually, on the day that I'm recording this, find out that Quentin Nelson, possibly, one of the best offensive linemen in the entire league, plays for Indianapolis Colts. He has the exact same foot injury as Carson Wentz, needs the exact same surgery, exact same timetable for return, 5 to 12 weeks. So we're about 5 weeks out, maybe 4 weeks out from the start of the regular season. And, I don't really believe that Wentz or Nelson are going to be back for that time. Maybe Nelson, just based off the nature of the position, maybe you can kind of play through the pain a little bit more as a lineman. Your plants a little bit more, as opposed to Wentz, who is kind of a mobile quarterback, likes to move around. And Wentz has a pretty big history with injuries. He had a bad ACL tear. He's had a couple other ones. It's kind of the way that he plays the quarterback position, kind of risk-taking, putting his body on the line. So if I were to guess, I would put money on the fact that, Carson Wentz is going to be pushing the longer side of this 5 to 12 week timeline. Quentin Nelson, maybe he could be, I don't think any of these guys are going to be back in 5 weeks. Maybe he can be on the shorter side of 10 weeks. I have no idea. I'm not a doctor. But what does this mean when we put this all together with Carson Wentz out and Quentin Nelson out? What does this mean for their team offense? And honestly, I think they have bottom 5 potential in the league for overall offense. Their quarterback's going to be Jim Eason. Whomith? Sorry? I don't know. Jim Eason, John Eason, some Johnny Applesauce guy. I don't know, but he ain't good. He's not good. They signed Brett Hundley or Jarrett Hundley, something Hundley. He's trash too. They got Sam Ehlinger, another rookie, as third string. He was like a 5th round pick from University of Texas or something like that. I don't know, but they essentially don't have a starting quarterback. They're going to be rocking it back up for a little bit. I mean, I could see them maybe trading for a starter in the meantime. I would like to see Jimmy Garoppolo go there if the Niners are ready to start Trey Lance, but I don't know how that contract situation would work out. Another name I thought of could be Andy Dalton, coming over from the Bears, if the Bears want to rock Justin Fields. And also Nick Foles, who's also on the Bears as their third string quarterback right now. So any of these names would be upgrades over Jim Eason, John Eason, Brett Hundley, Jarrett Hundley, whoever their quarterback is right now. But until that is seen, I have no faith in this Indianapolis Colts offense. So moving down to some other kind of measurement factors for these running backs, looking at their strength of schedule in the year. This is actually in Taylor's benefit. Taylor has he was given 4 stars out of 5 for strength of schedule at the running back position, meaning you want your schedule to be easy, so it's graded 4 to 5 on the ease of schedule, so in favor of the running back. And Zeke has a 2 out of 5 rating. This is according to Fantasy Pros. But this is kind of less of a sticky stat to me because it's hard to judge, which teams are going to have a good defense throughout the year, who's going to stay healthy, and that kind of thing. So that doesn't mean quite as much to me, but I thought I would note it. And then job security, this is just according to me, based off my own understanding of these teams and their running back rooms. I have Jonathan Taylor at a 3.5 out of 5 and Zeke at a 4 out of 5. Originally, I had them at the same, I believe, 4 to 5. The only reason I bumped Taylor down is because now I can see if the Colts are such a bad team and they're playing catch up all the time and having to try to throw the ball, I could see, Nyheim Hines maybe getting a little bit more involved with catches out of the backfield. As I just feel like it doesn't favor Taylor. It doesn't favor his workload, I don't think, with this change, their quarterback change, their offensive line. I think they're going to have to try to run out some different schemes and some different personnel to see if they can get any kind of like mojo going at their offense. I don't know how much they're just going to be able to ground and pound with the same guy, especially if they don't have any, big time field stretching wide receivers to kind of split up the box that the defensive units are going to be putting up against them. So I don't love that for Taylor. Zeke 4 to 5. You could call it 5 out of 5 because he's owed so much. He has such a massive contract. There's no way he is not the starting running back. They do have Tony Pollard, who is more than capable pass catcher or whatever, change of pace back, whatever that means. I still don't know if that means you're slower or you're faster. You're changing the pace for one or the other, but that's what they call these guys, these kind of backups who have the ability to catch the ball. But Zeke's, his job security, it's good for both these guys, but I would probably put a little bit better for Zeke. So to sum all that up, I can't be drafting Jonathan Taylor at the 102 now over Ezekiel Elliott. I wanted to all off season. I love the talent. I like the situation. I was one of those people who thought maybe Carson Wentz had a little bit of juice left, a little bit of energy to carry a talented offensive unit. Now we see he's out for, I'm going to say, likely the first month of the season. Same with Quentin Nelson. So, for that reason, I have to bank on the Cowboys and the touchdown opportunity for Zeke. Kind of pains me to do it because I thought Zeke was a little bit washed last year. He looking a little, maybe gained a couple too many pounds every year. Didn't look great by any means. But I with at the 102, I got to be going on guaranteed volume, guaranteed touchdown opportunity, high-powered offense. Just I can't be putting Taylor, as much as I would love to have him as a keeper. We'll see. I mean, Zeke's still going to be there next year. I've got another pick in the first round, so we'll see what kind of options we can explore there. A lot of good young running backs still in the league. I mean, hell, maybe I'll grab Cam Akers and stash him on my bench all year just so we can keep him again for next year. Anyways, that is my my overall decision. I will be ranking Ezekiel Elliott over Jonathan Taylor, and I most likely will be drafting Ezekiel Elliott over Jonathan Taylor. I mean, who knows? There's still a lot of time left. Still a couple other positions to consider. If I'm not going running back, I'll kind of have to see what kind of draft strategy I put together. But yeah, so if you guys want me to do any more of these videos with any other players, comment below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe. Send this video to your friends who are playing fantasy football. I mean, my goal here is to pass on some of my knowledge that I've learned throughout the years. I've played in a lot of fantasy football leagues and I've never won. So with that has come a lot of lessons. And I'm trying to deliver some meaningful content to you guys, some information that you can use. But I also want you to help me. I mean, comment if you think I should still be going Jonathan Taylor. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe you think I should still be going with a 22, 23-year-old running back over an age Ezekiel Elliott. So let me know in the comments, like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.